Hi, my name is Christopher Clark. I'm the Town Administrator for the Town of Harwich. I've been coming to you on a monthly basis to update you in regards to various projects and status reports on activities in the town. The status report that I would like to talk about today is the issue of wastewater. Wastewater is going to be a significant challenge for this community over the next 50 years. And one of the things that I look at when confronting that challenge is what has been the town's history, what has been the town's understanding, and what has the town done in the past. And in the 1930s, the town faced a similar challenge. The town decided that it wanted to confront the issue of clean drinking water, and it started to build the infrastructure for the water department. The water department now is a mature system. It provides water to the vast majority of folks, and in my opinion, public drinking water is one of the best resources that we have. It's also a resource, though, that needs to be constantly monitored and maintained and protected over time. And since the 1930s, the town has put in extensive miles of pipe to bring clean drinking water to individual homeowners. Now, in 2014, going into 2015, we are facing a new challenge. And that challenge is, as the community is built up and the community has had an extensive number of homes built, it has added a considerable amount of nitrogen into the environment. Nitrogen is a byproduct of, quite honestly, just people's using their homes. And the nitrogen levels, as they enter into the environment, have become counterproductive to the environment and damaging to the environment. And we see this in several different ways. And what we want to attempt to do in this wastewater project is to reduce the levels of nitrogen to make the environment be able to act in a more natural way, if you would, in order to address the nitrogen issues. Some of the projects that we've engaged in are the Muddy Creek project. Muddy Creek will actually take a freshwater area that right now is compounded and holds in the nitrogen, and that the culvert will be opened to allow for seawater to come in. And the seawater will act as a cleansing agent, like as the tide comes in and goes out, and will clean Muddy Creek. And the hope is that we can avoid significant costs of sewering homes in that area by allowing the environment to do its job and clean the Muddy Creek area. It's these types of projects that I think we need to look at to see what other activities can we do. We have a Cold Brook attenuation study that's also being done that actually feeds down into, I believe it's Wychmere Harbor. And in that study, what we hope to accomplish in the Cold Brook attenuation is that as nitrogen goes in a water body, as it slowly goes through cranberry bogs or existing swamps, that the natural vegetation consumes the nitrogen. So if that can go through slower and absorb more nitrogen, then less nitrogen will have to be cleaned up by using the traditional sewer methods. So the Cold Brook attenuation study, we're actually on the second phase of that, and we hope to get the results to see if that technology and that type of system will work as a longer-term solution to our nitrogen problems. We also have in the community seen where ponds have turned green, and that is high levels of algae. High levels of algae come about as a result of high levels of nitrogen. We need to attempt to reduce those levels to keep the ponds clean. When high levels of algae form, it's destructive to fish, plant life, and quite honestly, it makes a pond that could be used for recreational purposes really uninviting and unwanting. So people won't take advantage of those ponds. So we do have an application this year to attempt to clean up Hinckley's Pond, which will give us the ability to have that be a cleaner water source and give us the ability to have cleaner water and to have this natural system do what we need it to do. One of the things that drives the cost of the wastewater is that you have to have a technology that's a proven technology to clean up the environment. And one of the most proven technologies, and in my experience, I've seen plants that go back to the 1890s, so it is a proven technology, is wastewater treatment and collection. This is commonly known as building a wastewater treatment plant with lines or sewer lines. This is, I think, a kind of a preferred item by DEP, Department of Environmental Protection, because it has a long track record and it accomplishes what it's intended to accomplish, which in this case would be the removal of nitrogen. A vast majority of the project that we have does seek to use sewer lines and wastewater lines to clean the environment. I think we need to seriously consider doing that and partnering up with Chatham as an example to do it in a cost-effective manner. So there'll be a lot more to come. I think the interesting thing is as the water line and the water system wasn't built overnight, neither will the wastewater system. So it's forecast that the project will be 40 years, more likely will be started with it in 40 years, and it will continue to grow as time goes on. So there will be a significant challenge, and as the generations in the 1930s met that challenge to provide clean drinking water to the residents of Harwich, I think this generation is going to be confronted with the issue of how do we clean the environment to make sure that we can maintain it into the future for the next generation. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with the townspeople, and I would very much be interested in having your suggestions and your thoughts for topics that you would like for me to cover. I am a public servant and wish to serve the public, and if you do have any interests or ideas or topics that you would like to have covered, I would be more than happy to attempt to do that. The best way to reach us is through Channel 18, and on the screen below you should have the email addresses that you can reach to submit an email request. Emails are more than welcome. If you would like to speak to somebody at Channel 18 and submit your ideas or concepts, that's perfectly fine as well. The phone number to reach the Channel 18 folks are 508-430-7569. Thank you again for your time and attention, and I look forward to speaking with you next month. Thank you.